Hi guys, Retro Tech Ralph here. Now, I did quite a while ago, one of my first videos I got a donation from Joyce, and she donated this. She was on her office keyboard, word processors, and it done absolutely nothing in the past 10 years, 15 years or whatever. And it's almost mint, it's ridiculous. It's handy. Word WP2 word processor works absolutely perfect. Had to do nothing with it. I need to clean it, to be honest. That's why I've not done anything with it. So we have that one, nice little leather case. You may have noticed something underneath it. Now, when we put this away, oh, it's going to take forever. Oh no, go on, there you go. Bought a new one. Well, not exactly new. This is the Amstrad notebook computer, as given away by Bear. Now, I always wanted one of these for one simple reason. One, they look like, well, they look like the Tandy one anyway, but I don't know which one came first, this or the other one. But I've never owned an Amstrad, and it's on my list to buy these things. But it's the colours of these buttons. It pops out a little bit, and it's a lovely keyboard. It actually does feel quite soft, but it seems fine. You could possibly have got smaller hands than me, you'd be able to use that all right. Bought this on eBay. Doesn't work. Now, don't know what is wrong with this. I'll assume that the battery's gone on it. There is something behind there. I don't know. So we're going to take this to pieces and see what's wrong. I'm going to leave the back down, I think, so I don't scratch the back. Now let me try and show you. Now, I'll get the power supply. It runs off 9 volts, I think, or is it 6 volts there? 6 volts DC, where the center negative, so it's the old way around. So let me get a power supply with my reversing cable, and I'll just show you if this works or not. Okay, cable, 6 volts, goes into my reversing cable because I've already got it joined there and gone the opposite way around. So center is negative and outside is positive. They're different to what we use now. So in it goes, and power on. Power on. Okay, maybe power on. Double power on. See, when I got this, there was actually a big sticker mark right across the front of here, and it looked shockingly bad. And I've already put some isopropanol on here and got rid of a lot of the sticker anyway. There's parts there which I've been informed that that's where you have cables just in a box, they're laying against it. It looks like soldering iron burns, but it's actually cables laying across top of it. And the reaction between plastics is quite weird, because I thought there wouldn't have been any reaction in plastics. They're all oil-based whatevers, but that will eventually melt its way through it. Amazing what you learn. So let me try a bit better on there. No. This is user-friendly, but you can't get into it. So let's have a look around this thing before I strip it down. Amstrad Notepad, computer NC100. Full functioning word processor. Has options on for word processor, calculator, diary, function. If this was your own diary, I'm sure you would be able to put this in your back pocket, hence size-wise. I mean, I do a lot of Eagle Moss models, and I usually put them in the middle of the hand and say, this is the size of my hand, and yeah, it's a bit bigger. But it's perfectly usable size keyboard. I mean, the keyboard I actually use at the moment is a smaller. From Q, from about there, P, it actually is smaller. So I use a smaller keyboard than what they had in 19, don't know. So, front, nice keyboard, whatever. On the back, you've got a parallel port and a serial port and the 6 volts DC input. Brightness control on the side. Bottom shows absolutely nothing. Memory card slot. I'm sure that they did. Memory cards and for different apps and devices and stuff like that would be plugged into there. So maybe you had some sort of different yeah, but nowadays we call them apps, different programs, cards that would fit in there. I'll assume, I'm not 100% certain. On the back, we nearly broke that. They will take 4 batteries. And I have already tried this with 4 batteries, more than just the power supply does not work. So that's got no evidence at all of any battery leakage, or even it's ever been used for one. Right. So, behind this door here, let's get this open. A small screw. Now that's the Amstrad NC100 chip. Just hiding there, version 1.06. So it's probably like the TOS or the ROM, the operating system that's being used by this. One more last part before we get into this, and I can't find a little spudger that I use always. In, round, off, and there is a battery in there, and I assume that's completely kaput. So this will be the memory backup. This will have been completely wiped now by me doing this, so it doesn't really matter so much. 2 feet there for holding this. Oh, squeezing the side, take them off. I was going to keep them out of the way for a little while. I don't want to touch that, but I'm going to have... I don't think I have much problems with it anyway. And I think, if I remember rightly, there's another screw there anyway. So what I need to do is remove 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. And I think the top or the back, it lifts and slides off. We'll find that out in a second when I've got everything in here done, sorted, out of the way. So let me get the screwdriver, take these 4 off, and see about getting into this and seeing why there's a problem with it. I've got a small clue, and I hope it is that problem. It might be something easy to fix. If it's something more than that, well then, yeah, with my skills, I'm going to have to pass on the fixing. But we'll see what's what when we get actually inside here. Right, all the screws are out. Just for a note, there are 2 short screws, 3 long screws. Short screws will go 1 in there and 1 for this door here. I took everything off. Right. Just going to steadily coax it. I think that part of the battery compartment stays as it is. These 2 must slide out from there. So I'm trying to get this off. Ooh. Don't know which way this comes off. Front off here, or I think that might come off. Back off with this monitor stuck in there. Ooh. It just shows you the build quality, not that good. Right, so there's lugs over there. So if I can try and get the back off somehow without killing it. There might be a clip in this corner or something. Ah! There we go. And professionally done as always. Right, so it looks like the back's separate. Really could have done without that coming off. That is that way, so just trying to keep everything as is. That goes in there. Part of the slot for that. Ooh. At least nothing major's happened. Right, underneath here looks like I've got the monitor over here. I'm going to take off that ribbon cable and that power cable to get me closer in, I think. Yes. Looks like I've actually pulled the cable there as well from the ribbon cable up here. So I'll just put that back in. There we go. Come on. Oh, I don't want to come out. That's for the speaker, this one. It was the power, but that's fine. So that's that off of there. So we've got an array of chips on the back of here. I see, that's very strange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And they are all, if you can see, OKI M5298A, 5299, 5299. Okay. So they're all the same, the 1 to 6. So the last one is there. Looks like the capacitors are fine at the back of here. I haven't really done anything with that. It looks rather clean. To take that off, I'd have bent every single one of these. Oh no, I wouldn't. You do the under the screws, and that looks like it would hold the board onto whatever the display is showing there. Right. Out of the way a second. Onto the board. I want to take the keyboard off, I think. Now, steadily up. Pull out the cables. Here's my keyboard I need to clean. Yeah, let's have a look. Ribbon cables look perfectly fine. And this is probably one of them things that have just barely been used. I might give that a little bit of a clean, I think. Because it looks a little bit dirty on there. I don't know if you can focus in. On camera, you know you want to. No, I think it might be fine actually. Yeah. So, very quickly, I'm down to the board. Really, really quickly. Metal surrounding. Get this fully down. I want to undo these 4 pegs here. Get the board off. Quick cut, and then I'll get that sorted out. Okay, we're all off. Must do a note to self when I put this together. Put the board on top of the main part first, and then this is just a shiny coverall that you will see from the outside instead of the cheaper metal underneath. Nice and shiny, not so shiny. So, I'm in there with a big list of lot of parts. Okay, so this is actually really clean for what this is. Now, I'm not quite sure what. I wonder why that's meant to at an angle. I'll show you there. I wonder if that's a capacitor that's blown. There's too many contacts on there to be a capacitor. It looks more like a speaker, but it's not. There's even patch. Looks like they've had a problem with this corner up here. So patched over a resistor and a patch cable. So like things. I wouldn't say that's a section that has been repaired. I'd say it's probably something that's an error on the board and it's been put together on production line. Capacitors look perfectly fine. I might actually replace those because there's only 2 on the board. Well, apart from these little tiny ones over here, which I don't know that I have. So I might get the 10 volts, 1000 ohm, 16 volts, 220 ultrafarads, yeah, 1000 ultrafarads. Very interesting. Now, I'm not entirely sure what's wrong here. I mean, I have watched a video on how this comes to part, and right in this top corner here, right where that 20 is, was where his fuse had blown, and I was hoping that it would be the same, because it would be an easy fix, but this is not. It looks a bit, I don't know, that looks a little bit bubbled as well, the voltage regulator, if it is a regulator. Oh. To do some checking on this to see whether or not. See, I'm wondering if you look over here, I'll turn this round for you. See, we've got this bottom corner here. I can get corner wise in. I wonder if that's actually the person who made this. Nakajima. No, a place called Nakajima, isn't it? That's probably a plant where it's been made. In 1992. Very little on memory on these, but Right, we need to have a good look into this and see what is wrong with this. So I need to get a multimeter out and a magnifying glass and check everything. They don't all seem perfectly straight, any of these, on the circuit mounted stuff. It just seems a bit weird. I mean, there's a little bit of scorching up top of here, but I don't think that's the problem. It just doesn't power up, so it could be just a simple case of it's a capacitor gone, but I don't know. I mean, actually, what really would make me laugh is if this is the contrast, if this was fully turned down and I've been just switching it on, and the contrast being off. Can't be that stupidly simple, can it? I know, I've had worse experience. Okay, multimeter out. Magnifying glass out. Where's a BT301? Oh, battery. Other side of the battery. That's why it's dotted, because it's underneath of it. Right. CR2032. I have one of those somewhere around. Right. Let's get the multimeter and test this and see what it is. See if we can't get this thing, diagnose what the fault is. Right, I've gone through with everything as best I can, all the parts that I do know about with a magnifying glass, having a good look at what's what. Everything seems to check out all right. And I'll get you on this one. Except for, and there. Where's it to start with? Behind here is the power socket. And it's this 20 here, it's this fuse, which is shown on there as an F3011, out of focus, blurry. Let me get you closer, you can focus in better, I think. 30110.8A. Oh, fuse 301. It's a bracket. Oh my goodness, Ralph. Right, my eyes aren't as good as they used to be. Everything I've checked so far, all the capacitors, resistors, everything that's circuit mounted on here seems to connect, which is fine. Even on the back, or the front, the two main power capacitors there seem to work fine. There's power in them. It slowly discharges as you're putting it through the multimeter, except for the fuse. So I'm guessing that the 0.8 amp fuse has blown, which is exactly the same as what happened in the other video that I watched to try and learn about this. So it looks like it's quite possibly an easy fix. I just need to try and find something I can use as a 0.8 amp fuse, or a 0.8 amp fuse, maybe a 1 amp fuse if it's liable to blow. I don't know. Right, I'm quite glad that actually is an easy fix. It's quite worrying that something like this could be an absolute nightmare to do. It's such a nice little board to work on. It does seem, everything does seem good enough to actually easily work on. It's just that little bit there doesn't look completely right. Maybe I should say that just says TR305C. I have to point to something else. C302 R303. But no, it's on this side. It's a T301. It seems a bit weird. It's in all right. Maybe it's just not put in properly originally. Well, it's not harming anything. What we'll do is change the fuse to something. I'll have a look, see if I can get two of these capacitors as well, because they'll be using most of the power anyway, regulating it, whatever else. And we'll get this back together again. So, hopefully, easy fix. If not, we'll see where we can go from there. Okay, a little bit of soldering later. I've managed to take out the fuse. Now this is ridiculously small, because I don't have one of these. Nobody has one of these in any sort of stock. If I had one of these and I had a load of these Amstrad NC100s, I would be getting them in and repairing, because this is probably a common fault. As I was saying earlier, there was actually a web page, a blog that I actually was actually kind of going through for advice and stuff. It's EEV blog. He's a Australian, New Zealand, I'm not entirely sure, but his video was posted in November 2012, exactly the same problem as this. He put on the end of here some sort of resistor, capacitor, maybe fuse, which does work. However, I don't have one of those either, or I don't know what to use for it. So what I've gone is old school sort of fuse, but not exactly a fuse wire, but a piece of wire to use as a fuse. I mean, it's only a 0.8 amp, so it's not going to be much anyway. So this should hopefully work. It's a little bit of an old school way of doing things, putting a fuse wire on things instead of a component. But let's see if it works. If it doesn't, I'll work on something else. So let's have a look. I want that part. So let me get the cable in here, cable in there. I've actually put... Actually, let me take... Yeah, I've actually put the operating system back on there. Do I need that on? Yeah, while it's here. Now I've got to put this inside there somehow. Oh, that's tricky. That's tricky as some ribbon cables that I've done. Slide in place. Now, this is the basics of what we've got on here, which is your board and then your drivers or your RAM or whatever it is up here behind the monitor. So let's have a look and see. I've got 6 volts, wrong side. 6 volt. I was going to change the capacitors on this, but I don't really see a point. Not yet. Try and rest that so it's all on the plastics and on. But let's have a see if mine is exactly the same as theirs. Ooh! Lithium battery is low, please switch off. In a very nice clear. Now I can't do anything else after this because I haven't got the keyboard rigged up. So at the minute, that's turned off. Would that want to turn off or not turn off? Yeah, right, okay, that's fine. So I'd like to do a running test to see if that fuse wire, well, it's just a copper strand, basically, from a cable. But eventually this would heat up, melt, and blow like a fuse would. If not, then it would just do absolutely nothing and carry on doing the current through. But one, it's only 6 volts, and 2, it's not even 1 amp. So that might actually not be enough to do this. It may need a thicker cable. But as long as I haven't put a big block of metal across there or put solder to solder, that it would work, but it wouldn't give you any protection in case there's any problems with the power supply, which it's a possibility that somebody's plugged this in with a standard nowadays power supply, which has got center positive, which the old-fashioned way is outer positive. That's hence why I've made this cable which reverses either one round. It is very useful for doing this, and I think a lot of people in retro builders, if they've got the separate power supply, fine. If not, you can just use a standard power supply with that cable and it works perfectly. It worked for me for 2 years now. It worked absolutely brilliant. So let me get this now back together, back into its case with the keyboard, and we can see if we can play around with this and see what the options are, the things we can play about on this are. Now we're all back together. I do think somebody has been through this before, because now with all the screws in, apart from the one for the door, 1, 2, 3, 4, it seems to fit. Because I had a problem with the keyboard. It was in place and it didn't seem to fit, and it was a little bit off on this side here, but a little bit of manipulation, it went back in and it's absolutely flush perfect. I'll say that, but I don't care. It's absolutely spot on. Yeah. So let's try now, see if it doesn't blow up with the power supply in. In she goes, and on. Okay, I think brightness is off. The contrast on the side. So, can I do anything? You can't do anything without the memory backup battery. Can we do anything with that? No, it just turns off. Yeah, I thought I broke it. I thought I'd not put the ribbon cable in then with the with that on. Right, so that means battery compartment can go back in. I can put that back on there. Screw it in so that covers over the operating system. I think, with looking at stuff online, there were games on the NC200 version, which wasn't a flat one. I think it was like almost like a laptop sort of clamshell design. I don't know why I took those off. Go that way, they're exactly the same. But there's actually a NC1500, which was I think was sold to the French and the Spanish markets, possibly Italian markets, but not in the UK at all. So we didn't get it, we wouldn't get it, but there are games that are on the 200 that are on the 1500. So it might be worth me looking around for things like that. This is really nice. Keyboard feels gorgeous. Really, really good. And I want to get into the secret menu and I want to get into functions, but I need battery, which we have in a pot of batteries over here. Luckily I have one CR2032 left. So simple as turn over, pop it out, and push that over there that way. Hold in place, screw that in and tighten it over. Now, if I got batteries in there, then it would be working. So let's try and see what this says now. Ooh. No, the year isn't the 1st of January 1990. I don't care. Let's just pretend it is. Ooh. To use a word processor, can you see if I tilt that at all? Yeah. Even a little bit better anyway, there we go. So I can see this a bit better. Use diaries. London. Oh, right, well done. So it's been going for 18 seconds happily now. So let's try function and calculator. Okay, use the green numbers on the keyboard, which is these here. Memory, recall, memory cancel, 789, 456. So 1, 2, and plus, no, minus. Plus and minus, so plus 1, 2. Where's the equals? Equals down there. So you're just using it as a key, as a calculator, which is fine. Function diary. Oh, you go back to main. Use address book. Time manager. Press blue. Press green. Okay. Calendar. So today's date. I'll go to month. April, May, June. Depending on when this video gets put out, either July or June. I won't lie to you, but yeah, we can go. Oh, it tells you up, down, and that different month. So where's the up? Ah, that's weird. You got the down arrow there, but the up's there, but you don't see it because it's the wrong colour. Cool. Okay, so let me go to function, Word, start document, list stored documents, print document. I haven't got a printer attached to this, but I'm sure I could. Okay, let's go for secret menu. Type a password. Let's go for 0000. What? Because I don't want to make it too over the top. And it'll be easy enough to remember at a later date anyway for me. So, start typing. Oh, so it's secret or it's menu. Ah, okay. So it goes to the menu. Please enter old password. It's not typing. Okay, so that's maybe goes back there. Stop. Does that go back to everything? Okay, cool. Ooh. So the menu gives me those options. Ah. Okay, so down. Down. No. Oh no, where's my cursor? Over there. Right, okay. So. Okay. I don't want to alter anything just yet. So I'm not going to faff. But. That's right, good. See, I haven't properly gone through the Tandy yet. Oh, my chair squeaking. See, the Tandy is exactly the same. Let me get you out a little bit. There you go. That takes us 6 volts as well. Yeah, exactly same 6 volts. As you see there, it's a opposite way around again. So I'll unplug you and plug you into there. See, low back up again, that's still flashing that. However, it does let you do things. So this was actually 1989, this is 1992. And they're a lovely little, stand here, Taz. They're lovely little things these to have as a curiosity's sake, to be honest. But this does feel a lot better keyboard. It's like an old standard solid keyboard. This is more spongier. But yeah, I love these, mate. Something Good Ink, version 1.62. Yee. Sorry. Function 1, function 2. No, anything. Page up, page down, cap locks. Yeah. But we're not here for that one. We're here for this one. So that stops beeping because the battery and memory backup's on there. Yeah. Absolute winner. Putting a little bit of cable across there. It has actually brought this thing back to life. Sweet. I've not even cleaned the keyboard on that. I need to clean this one anyway. With the lack of use, I think this would probably have had because I can see all the keys. That's as good as it needs. Until I do a proper full strip teardown on the Tandy, but there's already videos for that. Really early videos of mine, they're a bit cringy sort of thing. But yeah, that's fine. But these are just word processors, and nobody really thought about having a computer like we have now, with all the gaming, with all the word processor, the internet, stuff like that. So it's fine. They can still be used for what I want. Just trying to get a file off of this onto something else. Maybe a small problem. So there was a memory backup, an upgrade for this as well. But for 1992, ain't bad. Ain't bad at all. So that's another fix. Proper winner there. And thanks to EEV Blog for his video. And I can follow. Well, if you want to follow him, that's fine. He's got 729,000 subscribers, which is a fair few more than me. But that's fine. I don't mind. I'm not in it for the money or the fame. Well, yeah, not really. So, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on social media. If you want to be a Patreon, if you want to donate something, the links are down below. If you want to donate physical things, then please get in touch either on Twitter or on Facebook, or there's an email link as well in my channel description. Just have a look around there. There's the email on there. You can get in touch with and I'll reply as best I can. Other than that, I'll see you in a new video. Bye for now.